Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, people, man? It is the six-man combo coming to you on Tuesday night. Let's go. I say, hey, oh shit, my bad. I'm sitting over here trying to rap, boy. That shit was horrible. But hey, what's going on, people? What's going on, people, man? It is the six-man combo coming to you on Tuesday night.
Yo.
As,
Wait, let me
as
get my
I
name. I forgot. My bad.
as I am your host, the six-man K Styles. Over to
Uh-huh.
my over to my stage left, we have the Senator Palpatine, Mad Mike Sports.
Execute or die. 66.
And at the bottom of the screen, we have the Summer Hill Nightmare. We have the Dawn in the building, people.
It's showtime.
No. Hold on. Can you introduce me one more time? One more time.
We have the Senator Palpatine, Mad Mike Sports.
I am the Senate. I am the Senate. Only one to get that one. He'll get that one.
And right at the bottom of the screen, we have the villain tactician, the super villain himself, the therapist, ATL.
Y'all, look,
Well.
We totally fucked this damn intro up, bro.
yeah, you fucked up mine too, because I had some old shit to say.
We totally messed this whole intro up, y'all.
Well, we don't get no redos over here, so hey, y'all get what y'all get over here.
Man,
So
look,
let's go ahead and get. Hey, look, man, let's go ahead and get to those. Let's go ahead and get into those three special words as we always do every show. What is it, Mike? We got the
Real. Roll. K-Styles will get that one, though.
I know your ass didn't just do a gold dust reference.
Yes, I did.
Hey. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the theme song going for and today's roll call, we're gonna hit it up with we got Joseph Thornton, Robert Ponder, Engine number 9, Pat Norris, Derek Hughes. We got the real Michael Walker in the building, Lucho Grundy, Devon Stansel. That's the homie right there. We got Brian Peoples, Tev Sports and Gaming. Auntie Pam is in the building, y'all. Low Ski, Nathan Floyd, King Fuego, E. Coleman. Sonia is in the building. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to the ladies in here right now. We got Daniel Bell. We got Jerome 6'9". King
I say Jerome
without a doubt. In your mouth. Uncle Joe Vaughn and Andrew G. See if we can get a couple more people in here to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We got a special one for you tonight. We switching it up just a little bit. I got a little plan. I got a little plan for us tonight. Hey, we're gonna let the music play for a little bit more. We got Dreddy in the building.
Good.
We got Corey Gears 5. Hey. All right, DJ, let's cut the music. All right, all right. As we already going into overreaction week, this is the last day of overreaction week before we get into the real stuff over here. Now, my brothers, what's on your mind right quick before we get into tonight's program?
Anything. I don't want to talk about what's on my mind is not going to be sports related, but shout out to the
We can
real.
hear it. I'm positive we can hear it.
I'm be quiet, boy. Listen,
Did you have
shout
to
out
do
to
it?
everybody. Shout out to everybody who drink coffee with no sugar and no cream in it. Y'all the real G's.
Oh shit, y'all the real OGs who drink coffee. Period.
But
Don't say it no
I
damn
can't
more.
drink coffee without some type of cream in it. I tried.
I
It,
can't.
it,
Right,
I got it. I like to taste the flavor of the coffee beans.
right. But before we get started, I definitely want to go ahead and get a shout out to DeAndre Lavelle for the $10 cash app. Definitely
but
appreciate that, homie. Like you said, the cash app is $6 K Styles is going to be at the bottom of the screen right now. So, like you said, shout out to DeAndre Lavelle. So now, as we already done heard the news, everybody done heard Aiden Hutchinson and what his thoughts was on the game as far as I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all hear about what Aiden Hutchinson said about the Atlanta Falcons today?
Mm-hmm.
So for those that may not know what he said was pretty much it was kind of like on a disappointing factor because the Falcon team that was put on the field Sunday against the Lions was the team that they did not want to that they were disappointed to see. They wanted the run the damn ball team.
Shout
So
out to
it's
Aiden Hudson. Go blue.
we're gonna leave that alone.
mhm,
We're
mhm,
gonna leave that alone.
mhm.
But but this goes out. But this kind of what LT shout out to LT, and this is what Juan has been talking about right after the game was they were expecting one team and they got another, and this is kind of like where the blunders offensively happen.
Mm.
So I want to get y'all thoughts on what y'all felt about that game plan and what do you think? What do you think needs to be done as far as for this upcoming game against the Jacksonville Jaguars in London?
Well, can I go first? Anybody? All right.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Well, for Aiden Hutchinson to say that pretty much that speaks volumes because we've been saying the same thing for the past few days, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we went away from what worked, all right, but it was proven to make us like a dominant team on a against an opponent, which running the ball, and we didn't do that enough, and then we didn't do it effectively, which is why we did not run 100 yards on the ground. I said this yesterday. We had a 16 game streak running the ball, having 100 yards on the ground. That streak was ended by Detroit. And what happened? We lost. So going into this week's game in London against the Jaguars, we have to run the ball. We just have to do that. And I feel like if we can get back to doing that, this can be very well be a beatable game. And I'm not even talking about a nail biter. We can literally beat Jacksonville by two or three scores. I know I sound confident or arrogant to some of you guys, but I don't see Jacksonville defense stopping a Tyler Algier or Bijan Robinson on the ground. They're not as physical as Detroit.
Right. Anybody else want to elaborate on that before we get into the, the feature
Um,
presentation tonight?
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Pretty much what you're gonna see now, if you watch Arthur Smith's interview, the whole team in itself understood that they made a grave mistake by going away from what got them here. Oh, they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna run the piss out the ball. They're gonna run the piss out the ball. Because as we saw as an example last night when Philly played Tampa, you see how they ran the ball. You see how hard Swift ran all over them boys, and Tyler Algier ain't no different. In that Detroit game, you saw how Tyler Algier was knocking. He was knocking 4 or 5 defenders off of him,
Are we talking
and
about DeAndre Swift
that
or
in
Taylor
itself, they're
Swift?
gonna get back to what they do well. And like Don said, DeAndre Swift, I don't, man, look, I don't even get into that.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, finish it up. Hold on, let me get this super chat out the way. Shout out to Ricondo with
Mm-mm.
the $2 super
I
chat.
heard she
Saying,
got
what's going
carried out.
on,
I heard she
fellas?
got carried out in a popcorn machine, but I digress. What's
Go ahead,
going
Juan,
on?
finish up. What's going on with Condo? Y'all make sure
But
y'all
but
show
but
love.
but yeah, they're gonna get back to what they do well because we have to come back in this game opposing our defense.
Uh oh. I like Dirk Cutter. Not
They're
that
cut it struck again.
Dirk Cutter struck again.
There you go. Say what you said again, man, and cut out.
Bruh, man. What I was saying was pretty much Jacksonville gonna be the recipient of the run game because you got to think the Falcons is coming off an embarrassing loss on the road, and yeah, they gonna get their get back. They're gonna get their get back because look, you notice anytime Arthur Smith ain't had nothing to say. This man had his head down a good portion of the interview. That let you know right then and there. This one hurt. This one hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got other players on other teams like, hey man, we wanted to see you guys in this fashion. Mm-mm. When the last time you had another team disappointed that you ain't bring your A game?
Mm-hmm.
I want to show some stats real quick. And give me a
Dallas
second.
dropped Josh Allen for the Lovey Trayvon Walker's breakout game.
But let me I have to say this because I think this is something that we gotta actually show people. Um, one of the things when you look at the Atlanta Falcons and just the success in the NFL, one of the things that we've been stating lately is that um, success in the NFL is clear. I don't know why people are they're ignoring it or they want to ignore it, but it's evident what has to happen. And the true essence of what's going on right now with the winning teams is this. All right, so let me show you the first one. All right, the first one here. This is the Atlanta Falcons. All right, the bottom of the screen says 211 yards rushing. All right, so that's Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Desmond Ritter. Those are the guys combined for 211 yards rushing. Desmond Ritter, 19 to 32, 237 yards, one touchdown, one interception. But the team that we saw last night had almost identical numbers. All right, almost identical numbers. And this particular team is the Philadelphia Eagles. These guys don't pass the ball 40, 50 times a game. They don't pass it 50 times a game. Um, and Jalen Hurts getting paid $200 million to put up exact numbers that Desmond Ritter put up. 23, 37, one touchdown, two interceptions. But they rushed the ball for 201 yards. So I'm saying this, I'm showing you guys these numbers for a reason. The game of football is easy. If you don't run the damn ball well, chances are you're not going to pass the ball well. The Philadelphia Eagles have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Why? Not because they throw the ball 50 times a game. It's because they run the damn ball well and they play solid defense. You don't have to have the best defensive line in the league in order to win games. You don't have to have the best defensive line in the league to win games. If you have a solid foundation on both sides of the ball, you can get after the run, you can get turnovers, but most importantly, all of the teams that we have today, those guys run the damn ball well. So when the Falcons are not running the ball well, when the Eagles aren't running the ball well, which they did not run well in the Super Bowl, they lost. So if you don't run the damn ball, chances are you're going to lose and you're giving other teams opportunities. This is why you don't want Patrick Mahomes on the field, because you're giving him more opportunities. That's why last night not the Bengals, but the Bucks, they lost because they didn't have a lot of opportunities. The Eagles just ran the damn clock out and they tired the defense out. So running the ball is always going to be essential. Every top team in this league, the 49ers, the Eagles, these guys run the damn ball well. You have to run the ball well in the NFL. All these people talking about quarterbacks and wide receivers and have the best wide receivers. You look at Minnesota right now. Yeah, they got all the best. They got Addison and they got Jefferson. Those guys are terrific wide receivers, but they losing. They putting up a ton of numbers, but they losing. Why? Because they're not running the ball.
They ain't got Dalvin Cook up there no more. And then on top of that, you forgot Miami. Miami, they moving away from having Tua do a lot and they running the ball. Why they 3-0.
Hey, and let me also go ahead and give a shout out to Brian Peoples for the $5 cash app. We definitely appreciate that, man. Like you said, it's all love, man. We definitely appreciate that over here. What was you about to say, Don? We get a couple minutes before we go ahead and get to what we got.
Hey, but what Matt Mike just pretty much said is like he just hit the nail on the head. And I'm letting y'all know something about Matt Mike. He made Kool-Aid, and we can drink the Kool-Aid, but I promise you, ain't no cyanide or anything laced with it. So it's fine. It just made and we put 2 packs of Kool-Aid in it. That's it.
Oh boy.
I know you ain't just call him Jim. I know you ain't just call him Jim Jones.
Yeah, I know where he went with that one. I promise you, we're not a cult, okay?
We're not talking about, and for the people who don't know Jim Jones, we're not talking about Dipset. We're not talking about the Diplomats.
No, Dipset, no. We're not a cult over here, people. I promise you.
We're not.
Have you drunk your Kool-Aid lately?
We need to make something out of that.
Kool-Aid now. Why are you joking?
I'm about to go. Shoot, I might go make something after the show. But like I said, we're gonna get to a couple of these
flavors. It's 2 flavors. It's red and it's grape.
Red.
Don't disrespect orange, man. Orange is good.
Orange be busting, boy. They ain't gonna lie.
That's nice and cold.
Yeah, I don't give a damn. They all be busting.
That's
and I slice some oranges and put some pineapples in there.
See, you be doing that. You be doing that Kool-Aid commercial Kool-Aid. We won't be having the oranges. We just put the water in the thing and then
every once in a while I hook my Kool-Aid up, but I want to be fancy.
Hey, look, ain't nothing about that. That's a lot better than making hot dog jello. So yeah, we good.
Oh, you ready to throw up on that? What the world you making over there?
Hot dog.
You just
K-Side,
lost.
you gotta stay away
Man,
from
No.
them videos, man.
yeah, you just made me. You just literally made me lose my appetite. I can't even eat no more.
Well, them videos is horrible, bro. Let me get a couple of these comments before we get started. And Eric Matt said he believed Arthur Smith didn't want to give away something. It's still too early in the season. Could be.
Yeah, experimental game.
Look,
Go ahead.
we have no, I'm saying we had all gone over this. We've mulled it over. We had thought about it. We even talked about it. We believe in part, and I know some of y'all gonna disagree, but that's fine. We believe in part that Arthur Smith had a whatever you like moment. We had a whatever you like moment. Because in order for you to understand where they're good at and the reason why they do what they do, sometimes they got to show you this is what happens when you go outside of what you do. Y'all wanted the passing game, there you go. And we're not an air raid team. I'm sorry. That's you. Just like Mike said, you're never gonna see you're never gonna see a bunch of quarterbacks in one era like we did before. This team is not going to go back to airing it out 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 times a game. You're never going to see that again because we're changing the culture. The NFL is going to individually end up changing because with the passing game, you're getting linemen hurt. You know what I'm saying? They're not holding up. Teams are going to start getting bigger. That means that your O-line's going to have to be twice as big in order to protect your quarterbacks. And these guys, like Mike said, these guys coming out of college off the RPO. So you're going to have a bunch of cookie cutter teams with a bunch of quarterbacks. All they know is the RPO. And teams like the Falcons that do the run game are going to be their kryptonite because they're not going to be able to stay on the field long. You get a good defense. You get a good defense and know how to hone in on the RPO. You're a one-trick pony. So that's why we said we got the run game has to open up the passing game so that Arthur Smith can get in his bag and do various different things. Now you will see us you will see us pass the ball, but it's not going to be a 70-30 where we're passing 70% of the time. You're not going to see that. And he gave these fans what they wanted, and you see what happened.
Go off your strengths, man. Go off your strengths. Like I said in my show on the little short I did on TikTok, like you go off your strength. We run the ball. That's what we do. It's like y'all remember back in the early 2000s, McDonald's, they came out with them damn salads that nobody didn't ask for. Them things didn't do well. You go eat at McDonald's for hamburgers. But the Falcons say we need to run the ball. It's that simple. You still have a young quarterback who's still learning. He is still trying to learn the playbook and everything. And you still have Dahlman, he's still developing. You have Bergeron, he's still wet around the ears. He's a rookie, he's a baby. And we know Caleb McGarry, it literally, I'm telling y'all, give McGarry 4 or 5 games out of the season. By week 5 or 6, that's when he's played his best. Same thing with Matthews too. By game 5 or 6, he's playing his absolute best. It takes our line some weeks to get their feet up under them. Okay. So when we going into week 3 and week 4 trying to throw the ball, like we said, 70% of the time, that's not really good. Like go back to last year
and relax.
And the year before last. Yeah. Go back to last year and the year before last. Even let's go back to the year before last when we still had Matt Ryan. Remember, it was week 5 through week 8. I believe our offensive line didn't give up a sack. Y'all remember that?
Right.
All right. So, my bad. I want to go ahead and get into the feature presentation right quick. But let me go and get Big Ant for the member for 4 months. Run the damn ball. All right. So 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 I want to.
I just had my booster on, y'all.
Well, I'm about to say, boy, sound like you're getting rid of some allergies over there, boy. What the fuck? All right. So I want to ask everybody, are y'all ready for tonight's show? Now, now, as we say, I want to know, is everybody seeing the pinned comment on this live stream? If you don't know what that pinned comment is, that is actually the highlight video from the Falcons Lions game. Um, I want to go over a couple plays, and this is where we kind of talk about as far as the process development and how this could help us leading into this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I want to know everybody. I want y'all to put some red and black in the chat if you see that pin comment in the stream.
Rain keeps falling, rain keeps falling
Please keep
down.
falling. Let me see. Do y'all see the pin comment? Um.
Yeah.
All right. So fellas, man, I wanted to go over a couple plays that may be in that highlight because I know a lot of people may not have the quote unquote all 22 aspect of the Falcon game, so we're going to be doing things based on that. Um, the first play, and when I give y'all these timestamps, I want y'all to go and look at these for yourself if you get a chance. So in that highlight tape, we're gonna go to the 27-second mark. Now, we can't show the videos here because we ain't trying to get flagged. They already trying to kick us off the internet as it is now. You give them another reason. So at the 27-second mark.
Nah, we don't need them problems.
And then I already know somebody gonna end up typing up some stuff and
This
sending it to
this is
YouTube.
this was a 3rd and 16 play. Now, as you're looking at this play right here on this steal, looks a lot off coverage, right? Off coverage. You know they're looking to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a 3rd and 16. Okay, you got 4 in the box. But there go Don's man in the middle of the damn formation, and we kind of started seeing this quiet a bit in this game, and that's Aiden Hutchinson lining up at that 3-10.
Yeah.
Now,
It's Bergeron and Matthews.
and that was especially on 3rd down situations. So, like you said, this was one of those other wrinkles that a lot of us may not have paid attention to. This is why we're not going off of emotions over here. We're just going to go off of what we see. So for everybody that may be watching it, is at the 27-second mark of the video. This was one of the end results of that play. Now, I know y'all looking at yourselves. K-Styles, you got Bijan Robinson and you got John Smith wide open at the line of scrimmage. But you have to remember, this is a 3rd and 16. Shut up, phone. Now, this was right at the tip of the drop back. What is the problem that you see on this screen?
I mean, go back to the first one.
Okay, let's go back to the first.
All right, so you see here in the first. All right, well you see three wides. You see 3 wide receivers, 2 up top. All right, anytime you had the 2 up top, you you essentially think there's someone that's going to be pressing that safety. All right, that's the first thing. So the guy in the middle, up top, the two guys in the middle of the field right there. One of these guys in the middle of the field, they're coming. All right, they're
Mhm.
supposed to watch Bijan Robinson. Either Bijan is supposed to what Bijan doing. He's watching those guys in the middle. So if one of those guys come up, he's supposed to step up and help
The block.
with the block in the middle. All right, but being that if those guys stay back, that's when Bijan comes underneath. So he's an extra receiver. He's a potential extra receiver. They did not come in it. So what he does, he leaks out. Kyle is supposed to press the middle of the field. He's supposed to press the middle of the field. Outside, he's supposed to press the safety in the middle of the field so it leaves some sort of void. So if Bijan comes out, he has a little space so he can end up making the play on the outside. But when you go to that second pick,
And that's the second pick.
you see that Bijan is open and he did press the safety in the middle. But the problem is, K Styles, you guys, go ahead.
Now there's a comment here I want to get. Eric Matt said he should have threw it to Bijan Robinson. Like I said, that's what it looks like right there. But you have to remember this is a 3rd and 16. This is
Yeah.
not 3rd and
They're
6.
trying to get a first. They're trying to get close to a first down as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the problem that I see here, and I want to see if y'all see it, is this was right when he was about to make his drop. Problem is Matthew Bergeron is already beat on the play.
Yep.
So you've already
Mhm.
taken away that you've already had to rush that clock. And by you forcing Ritter to go to the right side, McGarry get beat on his man and they have to force him to come back. Remember, this is a 3rd and 16, not a 3rd and 6.
Well, this is another thing I was talking about. Well, it really doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if McGarry gets beat on the outside. As a tackle, you want to get beat on the outside. You never want to get beat on inside. So being that Bergeron got beat in the middle
You step
of
up.
he can't step up. So that's why you always see
Mhm.
offensive linemen. You see them ride defensive ends out and backwards. That's what they teach you to do, to ride them to the outside, because it gives the quarterback the ability to step up. But if you got your guards and your centers getting beat in the inside, this is why you don't have, he doesn't have the ability to step up and step past those defensive linemen that's getting after him. So I always say this all the time. It
Mhm.
don't matter if your tackles get beat outside. If he has the ability to step up, he can avoid those sacks. But sometimes you got guys like Von Miller, these got unbelievable athleticism and they can duck and get behind them and do them spin moves and duck under. They can bend, excuse me, they can bend and they can get under those types and get. But those are very few. So, like I said, I always say a lot of people, yeah, McGarry getting beat on the outside. Well, that's not necessarily a problem if your
Mhm.
guards are taking care of their business. If the guards don't take care of their business, everything is done.
And like you said, the one thing you never want to see with an offensive lineman on your TV is an offensive lineman that's facing either side to the sideline or facing the quarterback.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Mm. Woo, boy, 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 boy.
Yeah, he's
Especially
always got to
coming
be.
from their
He's
team.
he. They always teach a lineman they always teach a lineman keep your man in front of you at all
Mm-hmm.
costs. You
Mhm.
keep your man in front of you.
Mhm.
Right, right, yeah. Like I said, Mucho said Robinson is a yak yard type of player. If that's what they give you, you take it and let your playmakers make plays. Problem is,
It's a 16 yards, man.
And,
it's
Mhm.
16. It's a 16-yard zone,
yeah.
and they're
It,
playing zone. So so you're not going to get the first down anyway. But
Mhm.
like you said, the situation itself, like I said,
mhm.
this 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, you
You
say
take
that,
it.
but 3rd and 16, even if you take it, you're still punting the ball anyway.
And if
And
it
what
was
the
and if it was 3rd and 9, that
Right.
defensive formation that Detroit lined up in, they wouldn't be that far from the ball for one. And then the linebackers, they would have covered the middle of that field.
No.
So yeah, they would have jumped that route if it was
Mhm.
like a 3rd and 8, and they would have did something like that. Just
and
Right.
and
former
Yeah,
defensive
because one
coordinator.
thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because one thing they don't want you going over the top beating their DBs in the backfield, because what
Exactly.
happens is if somebody gets open and makes that catch, that's a touchdown, because ain't nobody gonna be
I
back there to
mean,
cover 'em.
and even as a fan, if he checks that ball down to Bijan, what's the first thing y'all gonna be saying?
Why he throw it that
Why
there?
why didn't he throw it deep?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
See that?
So
That's why you
exactly.
don't.
Yeah,
That's why it's really not good to be retroactive when you come and watch film. You cannot be retroactive. It's a learning experience. You just look at it and be like, okay, this is what we did wrong. Don't look at it. Oh well, we could have, should have, would have, because we didn't.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not good to be
and see, you got to
retroactive.
and you got to think about the philosophy is anytime you behind the chains, you always want to try to get as close as you can to that first down, so that if you have like coaches where you can get like a 4th and 1 or something like that, which is very rare, then you got something to do. But like you say, even in those situations, you still gonna punt, but typically you never want to be back that far anyway.
Right.
Second and 15, second and third and 20. Yeah, you don't want to be that far back. Mm-mm.
And it's
Right.
funny on this play that I saw that nobody was bracketing Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Lions,
No,
they were like, you know what? We ain't even got a Pitts ain't even our issue. The problem they saw was, okay, they really not gonna run the scheme that's make them successful. And the Lions were like, okay, well, we just gonna play straight up defense. We're just gonna do 1-on-1. We're gonna play zone.
mhm,
And that's what they did. They didn't double
mhm.
anybody.
Mhm. All right.
Because
So
too.
go ahead.
Before you go, kiss out. Because too, their defense was fresh. When you don't
Yeah.
run the ball and you pass it, the team's defense is fresh. So their corners and safeties, they got energy enough to cover your man if you decide to go deep.
Mhm.
That's what they make it hard for a rookie quarterback, because now if he does step up in the pocket, he's got to thread the needle because your most of your guys are in coverage.
That what
Mhm.
you see right here. That right there.
There's not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 15 plus. This is not Madden.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there's nothing you can design to sit up and say, yeah, unless you got Randy Moss or goddamn, one of the tallest man in the damn universe. There's not a lot of plays you can draw up and say, all right, go get the first down.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
Super rare.
And JB here said right because he fans be double-edged sword. If we threw it to Bijan and was short of the first, it's like why not throw? But he threw the deep ball. It's like why did he give it to Bijan? Like I said, you're not going to be. The thing about it is when it comes to these Falcon fans, you have to realize that it's always going to be a complaint about something. So
Damn
at
if you
this
do,
point,
damn if you don't.
damn if you do, damn if you don't. So
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, like you said, if they got an issue with what's going on, y'all just let them just let them wallow in it because at the end of the day, like you said, we don't control the players on the field. We don't have joystick. This is not fantasy football, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
It's
Well,
like
You
if
gotta
we
Derek,
you
win.
gotta
It's
get
like
hold
when
on,
we
yourself
win
hold
the
on.
Super Bowl. It's like we win the Super Bowl this year. They'd be like, okay, we won the Super Bowl. Well, we should have won in '98 and 16.
Let me get this. There you say with slants and bubble screens. Like that don't matter. Like when
You
see the
got
thing is with screens and slants, you still have to have space
Mm-hmm.
to even run it. So if they're just sitting around the middle of the field, see the thing is this is a West Coast offense. It's the exact same offense that Kyle Shanahan runs. Nothing different. It's the exact same offense. Dunn, who's the guy that he
Then he got out.
that.
Dirk Cutter got it. It's
Yeah,
Man,
because we talking bad. We talking bad about Dirk Cutter. What you was? What you about to say?
I'll say, what the hell just happened? All right, but who was the guy that Arthur Smith learned under?
Mike Malarkey.
No, the guy under Kyle Shanahan that's
The guy
currently in yeah.
Green Bay. You talking about that in Green Bay
Mike
right now?
LaFleur. Mike
Yeah.
Oh
LaFleur.
yeah.
So it's the exact same offense. A lot of his concepts come from Mike Malarkey, and Mike
Mm,
Malarkey, obviously,
mm,
they run a lot of plays for tight ends, which essentially is a West Coast offense, and he learned under
Matt
what's
LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur. So he learned these guys. They're the exact same offense, okay? The exact same offense that Kyle Shanahan runs. All right, just go look at the concepts. Everything is pretty much exact the same. So the problem is in that the Kyle Shanahan West Coast offense is based on time. So if you don't have time to throw the ball, this is what you get. This is exactly what you get. So you have to run the ball first to establish a chemistry and establish a chemistry, but you got to establish that timing. So he needs lanes in this scheme. You need lanes to be open across the middle of the field. So that's why he runs a lot of stretch plays, outside zone. Last year, the Falcons ran the most outside zone in the NFL. That's more than Kyle Shanahan and his offense. I think they was like 200 and something carries of outside zone run. So they ran the most, right? The most outside zone runs. So if the Falcons are not running the ball, you don't have that space, which is why you don't throw the ball well if you don't run the damn ball. The West Coast offense is predicated on running the ball and timing. If you don't have that, you can't be successful. And this is not something that's just simply, the Falcons. This is all of the NFL. You got to be able to establish that run game in order to be successful on the offense side of the ball.
All right. So, like I said, we got one more play to talk about. Let me see. I'm trying to think which one. I got two plays here, but we kind of like I said, this could go on all night. So I gotta pick one more. This one we gonna go. Hold on, let me do this right. We got one more. Okay, let's go to the fourth and sixth play. For those, like I said, once again, the video is in the pinned comments. We got the seventh. Come on. Hold on. 7:13 mark. This is the 4th and 5 play here. Now, from my notes, once again, 3 wide receivers. You got Drake in the slot. You got Mack outside. Look like either John New or Cordell Hodge. So this is that 4th and 5 that everybody kind of got mad about. This was what the Desmond Ritter overthrow was, and like I said, this goes on a multitude of guys, and like I said, Desmond Ritter, he plays a part in this as well. But I'm gonna explain why. So this is how it started, and this is kind of like what we saw here. Now, as we already know, he was looking for this hook route up here for Drake London. Now, when you watch the play, Drake London did slip just a little bit, enough to where it threw it off a little bit. But like I said, this is where the learning curve is going to come for him, and this is where the experience, and this is where knowing the situation. If you look at the offensive line here, what I would like to see him do next time he's in a scenario like this is kind of step in a little bit and kind of use that athleticism to create a throwing lane. Because as they already know, they're not getting there, so they're gonna throw their damn hands up, like they had a Cisco concert. But that was the first name I just came up with.
Not the
But
Central. Mm.
this was the overthrow the Drake London. Like you said, why, and that's why I said this is going to be one of the biggest keys for this offense. And I think that they're going to have to start implementing Desmond Ritter's athleticism into this offense. This is why I say that the RPO is definitely going to have to be implemented into this offense, because the one thing that I've noticed with the Atlanta Falcons this first 3 weeks is they haven't really used that part of the playbook yet. The very piece of the playbook that we saw last year with Marcus Mariota, where the run game was definitely something that you couldn't stop with Mariota. They haven't used it with Ritter yet, and I believe that with what they went through in this game, I think we're going to see a lot more RPO going into London this week. So at that moment, like I said, or in that video, that is the 7 minute and 13 second mark. Got about 10 more minutes. So my brothers, what do y'all think on that play? What's y'all take on it?
Well, when you look at this is why I say it doesn't really matter unless that see a tackle. I always start outside when it comes down to pass protection. I like to look at the outside first. But as a quarterback, unless that tackle doesn't get out of his stance and he just let the guy he gets off to a quick start. I mean, he just blow past him just almost immediately. As long as my tackles touch the guy and he's not past him when he touched him, he's fine. All right. I just want my tackles touching the guy, riding him on the outside. Because as a quarterback, if you have a quarterback that has pocket presence and pocket awareness, he knows where he needs to step up to help his offensive line. We always hear talk about, oh, the offensive line need to block for the quarterback, but the quarterback can actually help. And this is where Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, all these guys excel at, Drew Brees, because they step up and have great pocket awareness. So it don't matter if Caleb McGarry gets blown up. What you don't want is your inside guys getting blown up, because now the quarterback can't use his pocket awareness. He can't use his pocket quickness. He can't step up. So he has a pocket. That's what K Styles saying. This is why he wants Desmond Ritter to use his athleticism so he can step up and buy himself and have a clear lane. When he's standing back like that, he doesn't have a clear lane because all the guy gonna do is just put his hands up like that. He's gonna put his hand up in destructive view. But if he moves up and out or up, he'll have time. So in that particular moment, Desmond Ritter just sat there in that same spot after his drop. As a quarterback, if you drop back and you're not letting it loose, you already make a mistake. Quarterback drop back, letting it loose and holding it. You giving the offensive line, you giving the defensive lineman time to get after you. You're getting time to get after you. You want to when you got that many drops, let it loose. 7-step drop, let it loose. Desmond Ritter, he doing these 4 or 5-step drops, and he's just standing there. You got to come up as a quarterback. You got to move your way up and get rid of it. So that inner clock for Desmond Ritter, it has to get fast. That's the struggle as far as the protection. He hasn't gotten past. Um, he hasn't gotten to the point where that inner clock for him as a quarterback, as far as protection is concerned, is at a peak. That'll get there with experience. One of the things too, another thing as far as that play is concerned, is Drake. That's the biggest thing. Drake slip. If Drake doesn't slip, that play is successful because now you got room. He get out of that break a lot faster, and then Kyle Pitts even sitting on the outside. So It has everything to do. I know a lot of people are talking about the passing concepts and all this. It's not the passing concepts. It's the offensive line and Desmond Ritter and pass protection. They have to improve with their IQ and pass protection. A lot of it
Execution
is just
across the
experience.
board.
Yeah.
It's just
Execution,
experience all across the board. Go ahead. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, hold
execution
on.
across the board. The offensive line, they have to do their job. They have to block. The receivers, yeah, they running their routes, but you cannot slip. Hope it happens, but try not to slip. Get your separation from the defender and get open for the catch. And really
Hey,
have to understand,
you got to
you
keep.
got to throw the ball. You have to throw the ball. You can't hold on to the ball that long.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Dre, I shouted you out earlier. I think I said your government name in front of everybody. So, like I said, I gave you the shout out earlier, man. Like I said, I saw you sent that 10 spot. That was I said you got the first shout out of the day. So, like I said, if I'll say it again, like I said, shout out to Workflow Dre. Like I said, for the cash app. I think like I said, I said your government on camera. So, don't be DMing me talking about why you do that, man.
It's cool, man. Hey, workflow Dre, man. He's also in the city with it too. So
He's
He
in
in the
the
city
city.
with it. He in the city with it. That's our player partner behind the scenes right there. So y'all make
Mm-hmm.
sure y'all show him some love. But we got a few more
But
minutes left. Juan, go ahead, give us your final thoughts and close us out.
it's and what Mike and Don was talking about is something that Mike came up with and brought to our attention. In that play, like Mike was saying, you don't want your quarterback stationary. You want your quarterback when you see that a team likes to speed rush or that their blitzing is starting to get home. You want to make your quarterback a weapon. You want to make your quarterback become a threat because what happens is then that shifts the focus of the defense because now whatever coverage they in, they know okay if we don't set a guy set for Ritter, he could go for a first down.
mhm.
So even if the play looks blown up, you can still salvage it. But if you got a quarterback stationary,
Because
he's pretty much
a
just setting
defense.
up. And
They designed the defense to get to a spot. The defense is designed to get to a spot, to occupy a spot. So if the quarterback isn't in that spot and he can escape it, it causes the defense to do things or be a little bit more hesitant.
Mhm.
All right. So
right,
at the end of the day,
right.
hey, like I said, I want y'all to let me know what y'all thought about this type of show, how we did this. I want to know if y'all press one for you want more or two, like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down on what you got today. Like I said, we want to go ahead and get some feedback from y'all. Like I said, let us know if y'all want us to keep doing certain shows like this. Hold on, let me play some music. Let me play some music so we wait on some thumbs ups and thumbs downs right quick. Hold on, let me play a little bit of music. I don't want the awkward silence. All right, that's it though.
There goes you.
Something to think about. If you blitz, you gonna pay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So it look like people fucking with it, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. Like I said, y'all gonna definitely get more of these over here. Whether it be 6-man case styles over here at the 6-man combo, you might catch some on the ATL Sports Endgame, Dirty Bird Thursday.
Yep.
Like you said, you got the realest OGs.
Hey,
We
we're here
got the
to
lot.
educate you guys.
Yeah, we got the lot in this podcast coming up right after us on the AFN channel. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and show Ty over there and the brothers over there some love. So at the end of the day, we ain't here to play.
Oh no!
We here to stay.
Oh yeah!
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh, yeah.
With chicken grease and Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Cool.
Juicy.